It seems that now His Excellency Turkey Ali Sheikh, he wants to see the rematch between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, and he's now offering Mike Tyson $700 million to knock out Jake Paul.
An incredible fight and bring it to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
It is not something to surprise on. We have a lot to fight.
Jake Paul has officially pulled the plug on his rumored rematch with Mike Tyson, and honestly, are we even surprised? Tyson was reportedly offered a jaw-dropping $700 million for the fight, but backed out. Seems like dodging real competition might just be his thing. This comes after their first scripted fight, which barely made $20 million. Fans were hyped to see Tyson return and potentially knock Jake out, especially with that massive payday on the line. Jumping from a $20 million debut to a $700 million rematch offer is pretty absurd. But hey, why face real challenges when you can sidestep them for the right price?
Now offering Mike Tyson $700 million to knock out Jake Paul. And it's all coming from...
Many see it as another flashy cash grab, questioning the fight's authenticity. Once trust is lost, there's no return. Here's how experts once introduced the legendary Mike Tyson in his prime.
He was the champ. It was like, people don't understand what a champ he was. Like, he wasn't just the heavyweight champion of the world. He was an executioner.
Fans are still willing to give Tyson another chance, but the YouTube star turned boxer, Jake Paul, has walked away from what could have been the year's most talked about rematch. And no, it's not just about strategy or scheduling. This drama runs deeper, messier, and, honestly, far more entertaining than anyone expected.
Tyson-Jake fight, wasn't that amazing?
Yeah. It's amazing they got paid so much money for that.
25 million and 40 million?
I think 20 and 40. Yeah,
20 and
I think that's
40.
what I'd heard.
The $700 million rematch offer came from a Saudi billionaire, a longtime admirer of Mike Tyson, who was willing to put that staggering sum on the table. The catch? Tyson had to win. But let's be real. This wasn't about honoring Tyson's legacy or giving him a shot at redemption. It was a spectacle, plain and simple. Tyson's once untouchable respect in the boxing world has eroded, and this circus only reinforces it. It's no longer about boxing. It's about who's willing to pay to watch a former legend play along. To add insult to injury, the billionaire even mocked Tyson's past, referencing one of his infamous scripted losses. The implication: if Tyson could lose for money, surely he could win for it too. The entire situation feels more like a business deal than a fight for glory. Asterisk, don't forget to jab that like button and uppercut the subscribe button to stay in the fight, asterisk.
That now His Excellency Turkey Ali Sheikh, he wants to see the rematch between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul, and he's now offering Mike Tyson $700 million to knock out Jake Paul.
So, how does Jake Paul handle the chaos? He taps out faster than a rookie in an MMA octagon. Stick around. I'm breaking it all down for you.
Legitimate boxer.
A legitimate boxer, yes. People mocked me when I was saying that before, but now I think people are coming around.
$1 million onto the table, not as a prize, but as a challenge. Mike Tyson must win. And not just any win. He wanted redemption for Tyson's controversial, allegedly scripted loss that once shook the boxing world and sparked debates about the sport's authenticity. This billionaire wasn't just watching from the sidelines. He stirred the pot and dumped the whole kettle right on Tyson.
Let him win. He gave me $10 million. Or else I would have knocked him the
Let's talk about Jake Paul, the man who crafted a boxing career through calculated moves, hand-picked opponents, and a flair for drama. For Jake, it's not about blood, sweat, or legacy. It's about winning and growing his brand. His fights focus less on boxing skill and more on storytelling. When Tyson suddenly became a genuine threat, Jake's game plan unraveled. A 57-year-old Tyson driven by $700 million and a bruised ego, was no longer the friendly sparring partner Jake had faced before.
Excellent, Mike. Excellent, Mike.
Jake knew what everyone else did. Tyson could still throw punches that could flatten a brick wall. This wasn't a YouTuber or an MMA fighter dabbling in boxing. This was Iron Mike Tyson, the man who once ended fights in mere seconds. Jake isn't foolish. He saw the writing on the wall. A rematch wasn't just risky. It had career suicide written all over it.
Incredible fight and bring it to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
It is not something to surprise on. We have a lot of fights before, and in the kingdom we are focusing in a lot of things.
Let's not cast Tyson as a helpless victim in this saga. While the billionaire's taunts were ruthless, Tyson is no stranger to controversy. He's been labeled everything from a boxing genius to a spectacle showman. Still, this billionaire took things to another level.
Things about this.
You're just a big fight fan.
Yeah,
You love boxing.
yeah.
Yes. Why? Where did that come from?
From the youngest generation.
By mocking Tyson's alleged scripted loss, the billionaire hit a nerve. For Tyson, this rematch wasn't just about money or fame, it became personal. It was his chance to prove, even at 57, that he was no one's puppet.
Offering Mike Tyson $700 million to knock out Jake Paul.
Tyson knew the game well. Winning against Jake Paul wouldn't silence all his critics. The whispers of, "he just beat a YouTuber," would linger, and a loss could deal an unthinkable blow to his legacy. Still, $700 million had a way of silencing doubts. Tyson was ready to fight, but the real question was Jake.
I maintain that in the time where he was champion, like the 2 or 3 years where he was at his best, he's the greatest fighter of all time.
Of all time.
Jake Paul thrives in controlled chaos, where every move is deliberate and each fight is carefully chosen to maximize his chances of winning. But this time, the chaos was beyond his control and the stakes were higher than ever.
Well, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
First came the billionaire's offer, turning what could have been a playful rematch into a serious fight. Then the media storm hit, with everyone questioning Jake's ability to face a highly motivated Tyson.
Needs these guys. Jake needs Tyson and needs all these other people because everybody's going to tune in to hope that Mike Tyson knocks him out.
Jake's brand relies on one thing above all: winning. A loss to Tyson in a fight not on his terms would have shattered his carefully constructed image. But it wasn't just the financial stakes that made this fight intense, it was the psychological aspect. The billionaire's involvement was a psychological grenade. The insinuation that Tyson could be bought raised the stakes even further. If Tyson entered the ring fighting for pride and $700 million, Jake knew there would be no room for his usual antics.
See Mike Tyson hitting them pads, you get a little nervous? Yeah.
This debacle is more than a feud between a YouTuber and a retired legend. It's a symptom of boxing's decline into a circus, where billionaires, influencers, and scripted drama overshadow the sport itself.
And at lightning speed today. He definitely is looking like a animal.
The Saudi billionaire's $700 million offer may have seemed like a fun twist, but it exposed the dark side of modern boxing. When a massive payday steals the spotlight, the essence of boxing, grit, skill, and passion, takes a back seat.
When you see Mike Tyson hitting them pads, you get a little nervous? Yeah. I was running at lightning.
For Jake Paul, this shift was perfect. He's not about boxing tradition, he's about entertainment. For Tyson, though, it's complicated. He's a symbol of boxing's golden era, yet now part of its money-driven reality. Jake's decision to cancel the rematch will be debated endlessly. Was it a strategic retreat, a smart business move, or was it simply fear?
Paul wasn't Jake Paul if he wasn't this YouTube guy. He was just a boxer. And you see a boxer knock out the former UFC welterweight champion, not just the former, but one of the best ever. Knock him out with one punch like that. You're like, oh man. Have you seen this Jake Paul dude coming up? He's fucking for real. Because nothing about watching him fight screams like he's in over his head. If he wasn't that big YouTube star, you'd be like, that dude's got dynamite.
On one hand, you can't blame him. Facing Tyson under these conditions was a nightmare scenario. On the other hand, counseling makes Jake appear less like a fighter and more like a showman afraid of real competition.
Of Mike Tyson closing the distance. This Mike Tyson, as fast as he was, as hard as he hits, I maintain he's the greatest.
Yeah.
The greatest heavyweight ever. Like that Mike Tyson, those fights were, you wanted to see executions. You didn't think anybody was going to.
This isn't new for Jake. His career has always been about controlling the narrative. By walking away, he avoided the risk of losing and ensured his brand remained intact.
Devastating news. I'm heartbroken, speechless, like gutted. We've been working so hard over here, everyone in this camp, and I just feel bad for everyone involved in this event, the whole undercard. This is opportunity has been ripped from all of us, but I do value Mike's health first and foremost.
Jake's career revolves around controlling the narrative. By stepping away, he avoided the risk of losing and safeguarded his brand, keeping it intact.
We're getting ready for you. 1, 2, 3, 4.
At the end of the day, Jake Paul canceling the rematch with Mike Tyson isn't just a boxing story. It's a commentary on the sport's direction. Billionaires throwing money around, influencers chasing clout, and legends dragged into spectacles. It's entertaining, sure, but is it really boxing?
Tyson from Marvis Frazier fought Jake Paul. Jake Paul's dead. He's dead. He's not going to make it.
For Jake, the decision was simple: self-preservation. For Tyson, it was yet another chapter in a career full of ups and downs. For the rest of us, it's a reminder that in today's world, boxing isn't just about punches, it's about headlines.
Larry Holmes, I think that Mike Tyson's the best heavyweight of all time. I don't think anybody.
Jake Paul has cancelled his rematch with Mike Tyson, and while the decision makes sense for him, it's a blow to those hoping for a real fight. The drama, the money, the egos, it's all entertaining, but at what cost? For now, the rematch is off, but the conversation is far from over.